going over the 5 levels of Call of Duty killers. For each level, we're going to be playing a different game. We're going to be going over how close this game got to killing Call of Duty and why it ultimately failed. And by level 5, we're going to be going over a game that might just actually take down Call of Duty. Let's dive in. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we open this video up with the first level, and the game you're looking at is Titanfall 2. Now, our goal is obviously to play a game, but I want to go first and show you the main menu of Titanfall 2. And in this video, we're going to talk about the entire history of Titanfall and kind of where they made a couple mistakes. But players online, bottom of your screen, 726. We are playing on Xbox. We got it. We have connected to a match. I'm not even kidding with you. I mean, the editor obviously has fast forwarded this. We waited legitimately 5 minutes for a match. Now, I just wonder, where are the 700 people? There's probably only one lobby, I'm assuming. Oh, crap. I forgot this is how you got pushed in. You just go. Wow. Titanfall 2. So, obviously, we got a lot to talk about. If you were a Call of Duty fan back in the day, obviously, a lot of you are that follow my channel. This was the era of Call of Duty getting a little stale. So, oh my. I just killed a real person on the first shot. When COD fans were kind of looking for a change. So it was one of the game mode or games that came out with the console, but there was a big problem with it when it came out in 2013. There was no campaign. And a lot of the people that were playing online did not really, I mean, I felt like they enjoyed the game, but they didn't super vibe with it. So it kind of just, I mean, in my opinion, for my biggest problem with Titanfall 1 was no campaign, and then the game didn't really have longevity in terms of what you could do. And oh my gosh. And a lot of the game modes, you know, it's against bots. There's this attrition thing is against bots. I think there's bots involved in other players. There was just a bunch of negatives with Titanfall 1. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, the premise of the game was fantastic, and the gameplay and the movement and the wall running. I mean, obviously Call of Duty got scared because they then made AW, and they made Black Ops 3, and they made IW. And the reason why I think this game really failed at beating Call of Duty was kind of a product of themselves. They made a big mistake, in my opinion. If you guys didn't know, Titanfall 2 actually came out. I want to say it was a new Call of Duty and a new Battlefield. And they tried to place it right in the middle. And when you have those big, oh my gosh. When you have those big of titles, people are just gonna play those, unfortunately. Which is really sad because they came in and they did everything that they were supposed to with this game. They added a campaign, which we've played live on the channel. A lot of people ask me all the time. They're like, hey, can you play the campaign? Dude, we played it. It's in my live tab. It is so good. There was a mission, and I can't remember the name of it. Forgive me for not knowing it. It was this cause and effect mission or something like that. It just, you had these trippy vibes to it, and I always love those types of missions. So they did everything they needed to do. They brought in the pilot versus pilot mode. I honestly think this game died solely because that's not going to work for me, is it? Solely because of the release date of their game. What? Okay. Well, the one thing I'll say about this game now is it's super sweaty, so probably not going to play it, but hey, they had a chance. And I still think Titanfall 3, if it comes out, it's going to, if they do it, don't put it in between two blockbusters, please. What do you guys think about Titanfall? Do you guys play Titanfall? Well, ladies and gentlemen, our next level here, unfortunately, you don't see me playing, but I'm going to do a little bit of ranting about this one. The game that you're seeing, you may know if you're a fan of this channel too, because we covered it for a little bit. This is XDefiant. Yes, XDefiant, that game back in the day. I think it released probably right, I think it was 2023, but there's a whole story around this one. And I'm just going to come out right now and say it. This game was so much fun and had so much potential, but boy, oh boy, did they botch this thing. Now, this was a game made by Ubisoft, however you say it. And a lot of the people that worked on this game were actually people that worked on the original Call of Duties back in COD 4 and MW2. There was a guy named Mark Rubin and also a former pro player named Aches that kind of worked on, I guess, matchmaking, or not matchmaking, but like balancing of guns and just, you know, points and stuff like that. And man, this game had all the potential in the world, but they really threw it out the window. Let me give you a brief history lesson with this. Let's just say this. Modern Warfare 2 came out, Call of Duty. You guys know this one. We were all excited for it. MW2 comes out and it's this just absolute flop. People hated it. The way they treated, you know, the game after MW19 was kind of well received with the movement, the way the guns played and the guns felt. And then they just stripped all of it away. They made the movement slower, louder footsteps, even louder than MW19. The gunplay was worse. The smoke in front of you. Everything about the game was just a downgrade. And during this time, Ubisoft released an XDefiant beta, and it was received so well. Like, people were loving it, people were playing it. It was all the rage, all the talk, and they had plans of what they were going to be doing in the future. They said they had seasonal updates already ready to go, and some of these seasonal updates would mix in with other characters in the universe, like an Assassin's Creed season. And we all were just waiting. I mean, we're like, hey, the beta came out. I want to say the beta came out in like August. And after that beta, maybe it was after that, but either way, it doesn't matter. After that, we're sitting there waiting. We're like, okay, we don't want to play MW2 anymore. We want to play this game. And it just went dark. It went so dark. They didn't say anything. They didn't give us an estimated time about, you know, where was the game going to release at what time, what date. And the months went by, and the months went by, and the months went by. And unfortunately, the next Call of Duty that came out, another Call of Duty came out before the beta release, or before the full game release of XDefiant. And what game was that? It was MW3. And what MW3 did was fix all the mistakes of MW2. Slide canceling came back, red dots on the mini map. There was a ton of content, you know, with aftermarket parts, and, you know, dead silence was a thing again. And then they decided, hey guys, we're XDefiant here. We're going to release our game now. And that was it. It was too late. They had a window, and the window was to release it during MW2. Unfortunately, they did not. And once they put out the product, it was going against MW3. And on top of that, they had no real content. They said they had a content plan, but that content would not get put into gear until much later. And unfortunately, you know, one of the things that happened with XDefiant, unfortunately, because of this, of them competing with MW3 and pretty much losing the battle, they ended up having their head guy leave. And then at the same time, the entire studio and game shut down, so you can't even play XDefiant anymore. It's not even, I have it downloaded on my system. You can't boot into it. Servers are shut down. And that just makes me sad, because it could have been something special. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have to cover this. I'm sorry. If you're gonna talk about Call of Duty killers, you have to talk about this game. This is Fortnite. Now, I ain't gonna lie, this Fortnite looks a lot different than the last time I played it. I was a 2017 Fortnite guy. I love the game. I've talked about it on stream plenty of times. I feel like Fortnite, the early Fortnite, was just such an enjoyable and fun experience. Everybody was bad at it. Nobody really knew what they were doing. And now it's just become this cracked out simulator for, you know, 10-year-olds, I guess. So we actually are doing the building one, by the way, as well, which is probably just an awful idea for me, but why not, you know? We probably will die right off the rip, so I probably should get my commentary done now, but I guess I would say that Fortnite really brought in a lot of things that hurt Call of Duty and that made Call of Duty have to try a little bit. Now, the first thing that I will say is, obviously with Fortnite, there's so many collabs in this game that it makes me sick. Not that they weren't money making back then. It just seems like that's all they are now. They're collaborations. But, you know, I remember back in 2017 Fortnite, I'm buying like a gingerbread skin, and it's having so much fun, and just, you know, building with the boys. And like right here, this would look like a crazy thing back then. But the one thing that I want to talk about is just how Call of Duty kind of got nervous with Fortnite. And I don't want to say that this game killed Call of Duty. I think it did. It's just such a hard thing to commentate, to be honest with you. It's like, it helped Call of Duty for a little bit, because what they did is they made Call of Duty do, you know, a free battle royale. They made them have to try for a little bit after a couple years in a row of just slop. And then, can I go up this? Oh my gosh. Yeah, you couldn't do that in OG Fortnite. Oh, I'm so dead. I am so freaking dead. Oh my gosh. I gotta get the heck out of here. They didn't make them do that either, you know? Like, they didn't make them... Oh my gosh, this guy's chasing me. This is not good. This is not good. So they made them put a little effort in. But at the same time, as I wait here and act like I'm gonna kill this guy that's probably the best Fortnite player in the... Oh no. At the same time... Okay, so as I was saying, as we boot into a reboot mode, this mode is actually fun. I've played this a few times. This is like where you get to spawn in, kind of a little bit of like a Rebirth Island vibe. But anyway, what I was saying is another thing that Fortnite really kind of, it introduced Call of Duty to them seeing how much money could be made with collabs and just only focusing on Battle Royale. And I think for a time in a season, Call of Duty, which I think they're slowly starting to get out of, they were only focused on those two things. How many collabs can we do? Don't worry about the multiplayer. Don't worry about the campaign. We'll just give them a battle royale and they'll like it. And I think it seems to have worn off. And luckily with Black Ops 7, it seems like they are going a little bit more multiplayer focused. I would love to get a kill in this, honestly. Like, this would be a dream of mine. I probably shouldn't do this. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back, baby. I am so back. Wait, what? These guys lower? This guy said, oh, we're building. I can still build with them. Don't you worry about that, bro. I can still build with the best of them. I kind of look like Tfue right now. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, this guy's moving around way too fast, and I'm assuming that that is his edit. I don't know where this guy's at. I'm assuming he's on the roof. What I'm gonna do here is, if he didn't get this, I'm gonna get this right here. Watch what I do here. You guys think I suck at Fortnite. Watch this. He's right in there. That's all the bullets that gun has? Chill, bro. Chill, little bro. Take it easy, man. This isn't real life. Imagine I win this game somehow. I'll just keep going up. Let's keep going up. You want to do it? Let's do it. Drop down. Drop down. Do it. I want you to do it. Come on. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, yeah, we're good with this game. Did it kill Call of Duty? I think for a season. And I think we're finally getting out of it right now. Thank you if you stayed to watch that Fortnite section. Our next level here is Halo Infinite. And man, if you're a fan of classic Call of Duties, you know back in the day, the wars that Halo and Call of Duty had back then were just some of the most fun times in gaming. It was like you played Halo and you played Call of Duty, and I still got it, man. I still got it. Whoops. I forgot you can't hold a grenade in this game. How do I punch? Oh, we are so back. So my Halo Infinite story is a lot like XDefiant. It's very, 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 very sad. This game was a game that had so much anticipation, and people were looking forward to it because I think the last Halo prior to it was Halo Guardians, which was the 5th Halo. And what had happened with that one was it kind of dookied all over the place for a lot of people because they introduced like jetpacks, and people just didn't really care for it. I would say would be the majority, and they kind of advertised this as a return to form. Uh-oh. Oopsie. Yes, good cleanup, teammate. And a lot of it seems to be this time period of shooters, there just was there was just no content. There was just nothing. Minimal. It was just, I cannot tell you from a longtime Halo fan how disappointed I was. I need to trade on that, man. I need to trade. How disappointed I was in this game. The core base, phenomenal, but in a seasonal world where you kind of want content semi-frequently, they dropped everything. They pooed their pants. And the funny thing is now this game is actually in a really good state. There's a lot of fun things that you can do in the game. There's a lot of maps, and nobody plays the game anymore. Now, I don't think that that's a case of like people aren't interested in Halo, because people looked forward to the Halo show. That also flopped. And they're also still looking forward to, you know, the new game that's supposedly coming out. Or supposedly getting announced in like a year or not a year or two. What am I talking about? Like 6 months. Also, another side note that I just thought of, they didn't release a battle royale. And you know what? This might get me this might get me some hate online, but I think Halo missed the ball. They said the only BR they needed was the BR in the game. And whoops, that wasn't correct, because they would have gotten a lot of people to play the BR. By the way, we are getting smoked all of a sudden. What happened? So no content, no attempt at a BR when Halo, I mean, just picture the Warthog and you're just bouncing around all these Halo maps, and you can use shotguns and snipers, and I'm gonna start crying now. So thanks, guys. You got to get the trades. This guy's got to get my trade. There you go. See, we stick together and we get the trades. This game feels phenomenal, guys. I really would encourage you guys to try this. I think it's on Game Pass. Maybe they'll get a little more views when apparently it's coming to PlayStation as well. So yeah, I think we're gonna lose this one, guys. You're gonna see me lose in oh, he's teabagging my man. He's teabagging. Okay, we gotta cut it there. Hey guys, we actually came back and won that game. Let's move on to the next one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our last game, our level 5 threat is Battlefield 6. Now, this one to me is the scariest of them all. As you guys know, Call of Duty has been in a war with Battlefield 6 ever since both of them have been announced this year, which has been an awesome thing to see. I obviously got a chance to play the beta and absolutely loved it. The beta set records. 500,000 people played it at the same time, while Call of Duty so far, the beta for Black Ops 7 at the time of filming this, I think hit like 75K. The world is rooting for Battlefield 6. I think this is one of those things where it feels like we've just had enough of everything that Call of Duty's been throwing our way the last couple years, whether it's the matchmaking manipulation, whether it's the skins all over the place, whether it's just back-to-back Modern Warfares, then back-to-back Black Ops. It just doesn't feel like we're being listened to at all. And here comes Battlefield. And to me, this is the one that kind of is showcasing the most pressure, because they are actually making Call of Duty change. They have made Call of Duty do so many things in the beta so far. At the time of filming this, they've loosened up they're going to change the TTK. They're going to change how many doors are on the beta maps. You know, obviously the biggest one is skill-based matchmaking has been tuned down. And this is all because Battlefield has marketed this thing to perfection. Whether it be the open beta, obviously we talked about the numbers of that, but it required no code. It required no download or like pre-purchase. Everybody just got a code. You could get one, download it, open EA, Steam, whatever you wanted to, and you could play right away. At the same time, they've marketed it as a classic return to Battlefield formula, which is what Call of Duty we've been begging for years. And on top of that, they've just shown improvements with the Battlefield labs and being the option to create your own maps and gameplays and game modes. And on top of that, guess what they did that Halo didn't do? They actually created a battle royale. Yeah. So yeah, that's very telling to see what is going on in this side of the aisle here. And I think what you guys have showed me in the comments, this game is going to maybe not outsell Call of Duty just because of the reputation of Call of Duty. People just get it. But I can tell you the casuals, the my friend group, they're going to be playing Battlefield 6 this year. And I don't even know if it's something Call of Duty can recover from. Now, the reason I want to say that they're a threat level, a COD killer, is because this is now on them, really. They've done everything right marketing wise. They've done everything launch wise or beta wise. And at the same time, if they have a bad launch a la Battlefield 2042, they can't do that. That's not an option. And so what I think is going to happen here is if they nail the launch, this could be one of the times we see Call of Duty absolutely panic and actually be, I don't want to say defeated, but actually maybe defeated. Maybe they actually Battlefield makes the move, outsells them, runs a great launch, and Call of Duty is defeated and beat in sales for the first time, probably ever. Now, me being a typical COD fan, I actually, and people call me a fanboy or a shill, whatever you want to call me, I want to see this happen. I really do. Because at this point, the only way that's going to change Activision's mind on anything is the ability to be beat with their money, their wallets. And I think if people talk with their wallets and buy Battlefield 6, you're going to see Activision make a bunch of changes. And the changes that we actually have been wanting for the last like 10 years. So you know what? Battlefield, you have my support. And we're going to be covering it on this channel like we said it in previous videos. But I think they have a real potential this year. I really do. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the 5 levels of Call of Duty killers. And listen, this was actually really fun to do because some of these games I haven't played in a very long time. But let me know, out of all these games that we played, I'm going to guess it's probably Battlefield. But what game do you think had the most potential and then flopped? I mean, maybe just go over the first 4 because Battlefield's got a chance to actually do it. I'm gonna go with XDefiant. I still think that they botched it. I really think that they botched it, and that game was super fun to play. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this type of video. We're doing another one of these videos on the second channel as well to play other games, so if you want to go watch that video, it might be out the same time. But I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for all the support. We'll see you in the next one.